Is this about to happen? Is a Giannis trade to the New York Knicks going to happen soon? We got major reports coming out from Charania of ESPN on Giannis, his future with the Bucks, and if he could be a New York Knick. We're going to break it all down, but before we do, if you want to see Giannis wear the orange and blue in the best city in the world, at the greatest arena in the world, hit that thumbs up icon right now. You are watching New York Knicks Now by Chat Sports. I am your host, Marshall Green. Appreciate everybody for stopping by as we break down the latest reports coming out from ESPN Charania on Giannis, the Bucks, and his future, as it sounds like it is getting dicey. Make sure you are subscribed to the channel, though, because when news breaks, when information comes out, when we get any updates around this basketball team, we get you a video ASAP, and we go live for almost every single Knicks game. Charania reporting today that Giannis Antetokounmpo and his agent are having conversations with the Milwaukee Bucks about the two-time NBA MVP's future and discussing whether his best fit is staying or a move elsewhere, sources told ESPN on Wednesday. A resolution to these talks is expected in the coming weeks, which will result in shaping whether Antetokounmpo is available ahead of the February 5th NBA trade deadline. And here we go. We have been documenting this story on this channel for over 2 years now up to this point, and it seems like we are finally going to reach a resolution. And if we are going to see Jalen Brunson and Giannis team up together and wear the orange and blue, let's turn the clock back to the summer to paint this picture with color. Remember when Giannis requested a trade this summer? And remember when he requested that trade only to the New York Knicks? Brian Windhorst on ESPN today letting everyone know Giannis this summer basically said, I want to be a Knick. Make me a Knick. He requested that trade. He told Milwaukee, I only want to play for the New York Knicks. He officially requested a trade to the Knicks this past summer. He is now upset with the start of the season the Milwaukee Bucks are having. And I believe that there is a legit shot that this trade gets done prior to the NBA trade deadline. Sham saying this on ESPN today. I'm told Giannis has been frustrated over the recent losing and also a sense of tension around the locker room about what this means for Giannis. I had one source even tell me and describe the situation as the writing on the wall. This is the tipping point for Giannis as the Bucks sit at 9-13, 22 games into the 2025 NBA season. There were multiple reasons that following the requested trade by Giannis to New York that it did not happen. The main one was the general manager for the Bucks flew to Greece, met with Giannis, and he convinced him to give me one more shot, to give me one more chance to prove to you that this roster that we put together is a championship contending roster. And now after blowing big leads and being 4 games under 500, Giannis understands it now. The Milwaukee Bucks are not winning a championship this year. And he knows the time to win now is now in New York. And he might want to go there. Sounds like he only wants to go there. Or at least he only wanted to go there in the summer. Shams wrote this in the summer. Several teams were discussed internally, but one emerged as the only place Antetokounmpo wanted to play outside of Milwaukee. The New York Knicks. Multiple sources with direct knowledge of the situation told ESPN. Well, this is why you were hired, Leon Rose. You were hired to bring a bright star, a superstar, to the caliber of Giannis to the New York Knicks. That is why you were hired here. And to obviously win this team a championship for the first time in 50-plus years. Get it done, Leon. Find a way to make the trade happen where Giannis is a New York Knick. I don't think it's going to be an easy trade. I think the Knicks will have to get tricky. I think they will have to be extremely smart about how they get it done. But they're going to need some help. And they're going to need some help from Giannis. We know the New York Knicks don't have the most assets right now to make a trade happen. And I believe if this is going to happen, they need Giannis to stand up, look the Milwaukee Bucks in the eyes, and say, I won you your first championship in forever. I've made you relevant for the past 10 years. I have been more than loyal. I have given you every opportunity to build a championship contender around me, and I will never forget the championship we won. But it's time to do what's best for me. And what's best for me is to go and play for the New York Knicks. I only want to play for the New York Knicks, and I will not play for the Milwaukee Bucks again until you trade me to the New York Knicks. The Knicks need Giannis to request a trade to the Knicks like he already did, but now force his way to the New York Knicks like we have seen dozens of NBA superstars do in this league. It is a player empowerment era. Players force their ways to teams they want to go to. The Knicks are going to need Giannis to force his way to the Knicks. It has to happen. It's the only way I really do see that this is going to happen. Because other teams are going to want Giannis. We'll talk about the contract, and that's going to be something that Giannis is going to need to use as leverage, saying, I'm not going to re-sign with any other team that trades for me. I'm going to sign with the Knicks when I get to free agency. So trade me there now, or I'm going to be a disgruntled superstar wherever I go. But even then, teams are still going to want Giannis. And Shams said today, believe me, the Knicks are definitely going to be interested. He's interested in the Knicks, but there are going to be other teams that are interested as well. Shams also said this from the summer. The Bucks picked up the Knicks' call on Antetokounmpo, and the sides engaged in conversations for a window of time in August, league sources said. But the teams never got traction on a deal. The Bucks insisted to the Knicks that they preferred not to move Giannis, but those in Milwaukee believe New York did not make a strong enough offer to continue even discussing a trade. It's unclear how the Bucks would have responded to an all-out chase by the Knicks. The multi-week process was described by one source with direct knowledge of the talks as an exclusive negotiating window. New York, for its part, believes the Bucks were never serious about entertaining a Giannis trade, sources said. So that tells me that the Bucks don't really love what the New York Knicks had, and that the Knicks were setting the groundwork of what a trade could look like down the line. You don't give your best offer on the first trade. Great job, Leon. You know that. And you've now set the baseline of what you know that Milwaukee wants. But again, with limited assets, right now, if you were to make a trade, you could only trade 1 first-round pick, 3 pick swaps, and 8 second-rounders. You give all that to Milwaukee. And some. Every pick you got, you make it happen. And everyone but Jalen Brunson should be on the table to go and make a trade for Giannis Antetokounmpo. He is arguably still the 3rd best player in the NBA. I got Jokic 1, SGA 2, Giannis 3. He is that good still. And he's 30 years old. He is on the doorstep of his prime. Maybe in the middle of it. But he's got a lot of good years left. When you have the opportunity to acquire a player like Giannis, who 3 out of the last 4 years has averaged north of 29.9 points per game, over 11.5 rebounds, over 5.5 assists, has multiple MVPs, a Defensive Player of the Year, an NBA championship, an NBA Finals MVP, and you can pair him alongside the bad man that is Jalen Brunson, you do whatever it takes. And he's a playoff riser, ladies and gentlemen. He is the type of guy, when the lights are the brightest, his game is the loudest. Giannis was unreal in the playoffs last year, averaging 33, 16, and 7. But he didn't have any help. When he did have help, he still won this team an NBA Finals damn near by himself, beating the Phoenix Suns in 2021, where he averaged 35, 13, and 5, and 4 blocks and steals per game. And oh yeah, he had 50 points in a closeout game in the NBA Finals to win it. You do whatever it takes outside of trading Jalen Brunson, because that's the mission. That's the plan. You pair Giannis, you pair him with Brunson, and you have the best two players in the Eastern Conference, and you go and try to stack championships. This isn't a championship move. It's a championships move, to where every single year you are looked at as the elite of NBA Finals contenders. You do whatever it takes outside of trading 11. We know in the NBA, if you make a trade, you got to talk contracts due to the CBA. He makes $54.1 million. So if the Knicks trade for him, they're going to have to send out $54.1 million. So how do they get it done? There's a couple of different ways that they can. Everyone's going to talk about Karl Anthony Towns. I think that's probably the easiest way there. Can you convince the Milwaukee Bucks to take Towns? Or another idea, we'll talk about that. Then you got OG Anunoby making $40 million. If I'm Milwaukee, I want OG Anunoby. I think of all the tradable pieces the New York Knicks have, he is the one that I could either A, help me win games now, but B, flip to another team in 6 months that could give you a king's ransom like the Knicks gave up for Mikal Bridges. Maybe they want Bridges and somebody else, and maybe it's Bridges and OG going to a third team, and the Bucks getting a lot of future assets. The Knicks have to get clever with how they are going to do this. I think it's likely going to have to be a three-team trade. And it could be multiple things going out. It could be maybe Cat going to a team. Maybe it's OG going to another team, and the Knicks get back Giannis. If you give up OG, though, and you give up Towns, that's $53 million and $39 million. You got to also accept back the other 30-something million dollars, $40.5 million back to match up with OG's money. So people be like, Marshall, if you give up Cat and you give OG, the whole team's shredded. Well, you're going to have to also get back salary up to that number, so you're going to be getting some pieces back as well. But it's going to take a lot. It's going to. We know that. That's how good Giannis is. And you should do whatever it takes. If you can roll with Brunson and Giannis, you do it. Will the roster look different? Could it deplete the roster? Yeah. Should it deplete the roster? Yeah. But should you do it? Absolutely. That's my take. That's my take. I would get it done. I would do whatever it takes to get it done outside of trading Jalen Brunson. Because I truly believe if you pair Jalen up with Giannis, you can compete for championships for the next 5 to 7 years. Isn't that what we all want? To be able to do what this team hasn't done in 50-plus years, put a banner in the rafter of the world's most famous arena, or put banners in the rafter of the world's most famous arena. Sign me up. Whatever you got to do. Get it done, Leon. Go get him. Go get the Greek Freak. We'll talk a lot more about this. Got a couple more thoughts. But I want to let you guys know this shirt, it's on sale. Chatsports.com/Knicks shirt. Use the code SLAY. It was $48. Now it is $33. Take advantage of the deal. You're going to need Giannis to force his way here. You're also going to need Leon Rose to pull off highway robbery like he has a handful of times as the lead decision maker for this organization. You're going to need him to be great. You're going to need his best GMing, ownership, player pro, whatever you want to call it. He's got to be his best. And I'll say this, I think the Milwaukee Bucks owe Giannis. He has been a player that I think has been very respectful of this process. You asked for one final chance. He gave you one final chance. He hasn't been a problem in the locker room. He won you a championship. He made you relevant from the day that he stepped into this league. And he's been nothing but a model citizen. His jersey will be retired there. In this league, you want to do right by your players, your best players, your franchise's best players. And that's what Giannis is. Maybe it's wishful thinking. Maybe it is. Knicks are going to need some help from the Bucks. They're going to need the Bucks to work with Giannis, to listen to Giannis, and they're going to need Giannis to force his way here. As we have some odds that Giannis now has a better chance to be traded to the Knicks than to stay in Milwaukee. It's only getting spicier and spicier by the day, and you're not going to want to miss it. If you want to see Giannis trade to the Knicks, hit that thumbs up icon. If it happens, we're going live on this channel ASAP, breaking it all down. Please get it done, Leon. Let's go. Make sure you are following me on social media. I'm on Twitter. I'm on Instagram @MarshallGreen_.